Hello.
Hi.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Christina, and I've been coming to New Directions for 2.5 years, almost 3. It'll be 3 in May.
And what brought you to class?
Actually, a friend of mine that I had met in college, one of her friends brought her here, and then she invited me to come to graduation. So I was like, okay, sure, I'll go support you. And from outside the building, I could feel the energy and hear just all the laughing, and it just felt, it was just really neat. So I was like, wow. And then coming into the actual graduation, I said, oh, I want part of this. I want, whatever it is, I'm coming.
Really?
So
What were you looking for?
at that point, I didn't know. I just knew that I was numb. I didn't have a lot of feelings. I had a stressful job. I basically just wandered through life in a cloud, and that looked like something that I could benefit from, that could help me, and that I'd be able to help others, hopefully. I mean, that's usually what it winds up happening. Not that I try, but it's just my personality, so.
Very good. How did it help? How did it help?
Oh, it did. It was amazing. I was so scared when I first came in. And when you come in, because there's all these new people and these people that are talking about all these feelings and emotions. And me, I talked about feelings and emotions, but I didn't understand or feel them. And so coming in and learning, that people's experiences are similar to mine, or may not even be similar, but we have similar feelings. And it was just really neat to be able to share some of those things and feel safe and talk to people about things that have happened to me, or and actually have somebody listen and not just like, oh, I feel sorry for you, or oh, get over it, but really, really listening and wanting to help and want me to be able to get through something and express things. And so that was really powerful for me. And by the end of the weekend, being able to really express myself and have feelings and feel safe with it. And they shocked me. I didn't know I had them there. I mean, I maybe knew I had a little bit of sadness or a little bit of anger, but then I had a lot of stuff. And it was turning on the water faucet, so to speak. But now I have a bucket and I have my own pressure. I can turn the water on and off, kind of thing. It's a nice way I can think about it.
That's cool. You're in charge of the faucet?
Yeah, I'm in charge of the faucet. So, and now I know that having the faucet open and having those feelings come out is okay.
I like the analogy of the faucet, because some people are all blocked up and it's like locked shut.
Yeah.
And it builds up pressure.
Exactly.
Pipes start breaking.
Exactly.
Suddenly it goes everywhere.
Yeah.
But now you can
Yep, turn it on and off as little or as much as I want. And it's neat because now I can feel. I couldn't for so long. And it's just amazing.
Sounds like it gives you choices, gives you control of your life.
Yes, I did feel very out of control in my life before coming to New Directions, because, like I said, I had a lot of emotions built up, and then I was really numb. So I would go through the motions of things and I didn't feel like I was there. Going through high school, going through college, and going to graduation and doing all these things. I didn't feel like it was me, like I wasn't even there. And so when I came to New Directions and was able to open the faucet, so to speak, now I'm experiencing my life. I'm feeling things, and I know that I can feel angry and it's okay, and I know kind of how angry I feel and whether it's appropriate or not, or be sad and it's okay and feel it appropriately. And so that's been great. Using that now and having personal power. If I have somebody that is making me angry, well, nobody can make me angry. If somebody is saying something and I'm feeling angry about what it is, or I feel like they're trying to hurt me or trying to make me angry, then you know what? Before I wouldn't get it, and I would just kind of shut down. And now I can say, you know what? This is making me angry, and I can choose whether I want to do something about it or say something about it or what. And I didn't have that power before, or I didn't know how to use it.
You can open up the faucet on them, huh?
Open a can.
Yeah. Exactly. So what was your favorite thing about class, different exercises? What was it that you liked best?
Well, I always love meeting new people and sharing my life with other people and my experiences, because I truly believe that my experiences help others. I believe that God allowed me to go through the experiences in my life so that I can use it as a testimony and be there as a support person for somebody else, for many other people, and show people that you can make it through and you can overcome, and it can make you the best person in the world. And I come here, I get so excited to come because I come, yes, expecting that I'll be able to work through some stuff, and even if I don't have the focus on me, or I know that helping other people has changed me and made me a better person, and it's just amazing. It's really something I look forward to coming every time, and I really know that I touch people because I keep in contact with people, and people call me, and then it's just really neat because when I come back, I can genuinely feel the love from people. In other places, you would just it's just kind of seem kind of fake or kind of like, oh hi, but this is like, hey, because we really, really got in touch with the feelings and we connected, and that's a really deep way to connect. And so I really think it's coming and being with the people. Some of the activities we do, the visualizations are interesting. Seems like my results change every time. I always thought, well, why go through the same things over and over? But going through the visualization, like maybe on the third time, I had a different experience in my visualization, and it was interesting as I worked through some more things in my life, how it had changed. Your dad comes in the picture, and what he says may be different, or how he looks might be different than 2, 3, 4, 5 times before. Same thing with the other people that come in. And so that fascinates me, actually, to have those differences. And I really like the small groups. After we've kind of talked in the big group, having the small groups where people can just talk more intimately and share, and you have more of that kind of one-on-one or almost time. It really does make me feel safe, and makes me feel really good that I have time to really focus on the few people and give whatever I can.
You mentioned about feeling safe a number of times. That's important to you.
It is. I didn't feel safe a lot of my life, and didn't know how to feel safe even if I was safe. And so to come here, sometimes I don't feel safe if there's somebody here, or there's somebody that's going through something, and I just am not comfortable with that. I know within myself now that I can get up and move away, or go do something else, or speak up and make the place safe for myself.
Well, that's quite a power to be able to make yourself safe in your environment.
And it's very important because even today, there are lots of times when I do have encounters that don't make me feel safe, or I am very aware of making myself safe, where I sit in the room and who's in the room, and I'm just very observant, and not having that, or having that before, but it was more damaging, I think, than it was now. It's being more proactive. So, but feeling safe is very important, because you can't share, you can't change, you can't love, I feel, without, as deeply as you need to, and to change without feeling safe. So.
Well, I'm hearing too that it matters to you about helping other people. You've assisted a number of times in the class. You want to talk about why you would do that? Take your own way.
Sure. I took the class as a student twice, and then came back to assist. And it's really neat to be the person, first of all, in the seat as a student, and then the next time you're in the background, kind of helping people. And that's how I've been. I've been doing that pretty much all my life, whether it's in a church or school or work, whatever. I'm really a people person and a giver and a lover, and to do that is just so amazing, because then I can be here and say, you know what, I understand how you're feeling, or I understand that you're scared, or you know, I've had an experience similar to that, so I can understand where you're coming from, or even if I can't, I understand the feeling, and just to have an open ear, you know, be able to put a hand on their shoulder and let them know, hey, I hear you, I'm listening, and I care about you and what you're saying and what you're feeling, and that always makes me feel good. I get a lot out of just doing that, even if I don't share a lot about myself or you know, have much of the focus on me. Just doing that, I feel really good.
Do you want to talk some about your profession?
Sure. I am a social worker with the Department of Social Services, and I work with families. Previously, I worked with families where the kids had just been taken away from their parents and they were placed in foster care, and the parents have been ordered to do certain services to better their lives. And so my job is to work with the families, work with the parents, work with the kids, work with any service providers, making sure the family got what it needed to be able to become whole again. Sometimes it was finding a place to live for the actual biological family and getting them back together. Other times it was finding an alternative plan for the kids. Maybe they had an aunt or an uncle, or maybe we had an adoptive home for them. Now I'm working with children that have been in the foster care system and don't have their parents in their lives as their parents, per se, like the parental rights have been terminated, or they're with a relative in long-term foster care, and so we're trying to get permanency with them. And that makes me feel good to be able to do that also, because every day in my job I'm helping, and what can I do to help you, and making sure that everyone's getting their needs met in the best way possible. And so coming here and being in touch with myself also, I feel, makes me a better social worker, in that I really can feel for myself, and then I can understand the feelings of my clients, and I really feel like that really helps me to give as much as I can, versus being numb before and not really being able to be clear about the help I was giving. So yeah,
It sounds like the class has helped you professionally as well.
Yes, it has, and emotionally. It's the first week after my first class, I spent that whole week pretty much just really tearful and crying, but it was okay. I was okay with that, because I hadn't felt anything for years and years and years and years and years, and I came here and the faucet was turned on, and then it was still leaking for the next week, but it was good. It was okay, and it was just amazing. And after that, I got better, and I turn on and off when I need to. But you know, that was just great. You know, my median, my middle place was tearfulness that week, but that's okay, because I had a lot of pain in my life and just needed to let that out, and that's what I was doing. And it was good, very cleansing.
Have you seen other people cleanse? Have you seen results in your classmates?
Oh yes, I've seen a lot. It's amazing coming in here on Friday night and seeing people closed up and closed off and you know, angry or not wanting to share anything, and then by Sunday afternoon they are completely different people. It's just their face is different, their hair is different, their eyes are different, the way they sit, the way they talk. I have people that are coming in like, they're just radiant, and it's just amazing. Even just from Saturday night to Sunday morning coming in, and I go up to them and say, "You look so different." It's just so amazing. And you know, and then keeping in contact with people, they're still changing, and dealing with certain things. It's still just really neat though, because it's nothing compared to what they first did in New Directions the first time. Getting that first step onto that hill, I think that's the hardest part. And then now you have this big support team to help you the rest of your walk. And but yeah, it's just amazing the changes I see in people. And you know, those that may not get as much out of it, you know, it's kind of sad, but you know, they got what they got, and that's the way it is. But I can just be all the more happy for those that really dug in and got what they needed, and it's just amazing. Yeah, I love to see the changes in people, and it's great that I get to have a hand in that too.
Sounds like it's entertaining also.
Very much so. Yes, and I love to bake and cook and bring everybody food.
Oh, yes, and we love that too as well. Okay, well, we teach in the class some communication skills, how to be honest and open with people when it's safe, right? Or how to make it safe so that you can do that. Also, we teach about shut up and listen so you can hear.
Mm-hmm.
Have you had experience with those?
Yeah, kind of like what I was saying in my job, you really have to be able to listen. And, I work with families that they feel like nobody is listening to them, or they are constantly talking and stating their feelings and nobody's hearing them. And so coming in here and being able to sit down, shut up and listen really helps. Just in my everyday life, just with people, my family, friends, but especially at work. But it really is different when you just stop and really just listen. Don't think about your response. Don't think about what you're going to say or what is going on in your head. Really try to focus on just what they're saying and listen. And it's amazing that people will just talk and they will sense that you're listening, and they will be able to get so much further within themselves when they know that you're listening and that you care about what they're saying. And so to me, that's very important.
Isn't that kind of mean you have to put your needs aside for a little while in order to be there for other people? Is that okay with you?
Yeah, and that is okay. That's okay with me. Because sometimes, subconsciously you're getting your needs met while you're talking, while you're listening to them. They may be helping you in some way while you're not paying attention to yourself. And it's kind of neat that way. I think about those things and find out after the fact, like, oh yeah, I was working with so-and-so and, this really came up, but it's neat. I know for myself, focusing on other people really allows myself to get help also, or be helped.
You're clearly a people person, an extrovert. Get energy out of helping other people, not hiding away by yourself at home.
Most definitely. Yes, I love people, love animals, and I just make it a goal every day to smile and make somebody's day and let them know that, you may be going through something tough, but there's people out there that care, that listen, and I may not be able to help you necessarily in with finances or with, a tangible thing that I can do, but I'm there, and they're emotionally for you, and maybe we can brainstorm together on what we can do. But I just love walking down the street and smiling at people, and it kind of throws them off, and it's really neat. And
wonder what you're up to.
Yeah, or sometimes I just get that reciprocated, and it's really neat. It's just like cool, and that makes my day too. So.
We're starting a new thing, Waving Wednesday, because every Wednesday you're supposed to wave at people that you don't know, and definitely makes people think, wonder what you're up to. But it's the cheapest, easiest, simplest way to make people smile, just by moving your hand back and forth.
Exactly, and I do that a lot actually. When I was a kid, like in high school and stuff, we'd be driving in our vans on our trips, and we would just be waving out the window, hi, and people would look at us and look at us crazy, and some of them would respond back, and it's kind of fun. There's a lady that stands up on the freeway on one of the overpasses, and every day on the way to work, and she's just waving, and I'll wave at her whether she sees me or not, but it's fun. And yeah, it's
I had an experience with that phone ringing was my granddaughter, and I take the grandkids, and it's the same thing, overpass over the freeway in Sacramento, and there's 10 lanes of traffic. We're up there waving, and the kids are waving, and almost everybody waves. We get mooned every once in a while. We get flipped up every once in a while, but mostly they're laughing at almost everybody waves, and you can make so many people smile just by moving your hand back and forth. I love that. Okay, talk up a little about feelings, so maybe anger. Anger's really misunderstood feeling. How's that been for you?
Well, I had a lot of anger as a child, and well, even now I still have anger, but as a child, I wasn't allowed to express anger. It was bad. It was disrespectful. It was not the way a child should feel. And you can't feel that way. And then I would get angry about things that had happened to me, and the anger just built and built and built. And then was covered up with sadness, and then it was like a big foam. I just picture like when people are building houses and they do the insulation, like I had that all around all my feelings. I'm a very visual person, and so that's kind of how I think about it. And then when I wanted to express anger, or if I felt like or was angry, I couldn't express it. I didn't feel safe. I didn't think it was appropriate. I felt like it was wrong. God was going to be mad at me if I was angry. And coming here and learning to express your anger, and learning that anger is okay if you express it appropriately. And it's a really good feeling to have, and to be able to use it to benefit is great. And learning that, and learning how to use that anger and turning it into personal power, which is what we do. It's been great for me. I know I had an experience with my mom actually one time after taking this class. She had said something or done something, and it was something that she had done a lot before, and it just, this time, I just really felt that anger, and I spoke up and said what I needed to say about that situation, and she's like, wow, I didn't realize that. Thank you for sharing that, and I will try to change it. And I did it. I was able to be angry in an appropriate way. I wasn't rude. I was just able to be powerful and stand up for myself. And it was amazing how well she took what I said. And so, yes, anger is definitely a misinterpreted feeling. A lot of times we see it in a negative way. We see the negative results of anger. But if we can see the positive results of anger, our world would be a different place.
I agree. Well put. Talk about, you mentioned God a couple times. How does this relate, or is it a religious thing, or?
This program isn't, and that was one thing that was kind of odd for me, because most of the groups that I go to, camps and retreats and whatnot, are focused on church, but this one is not. It has no religion associated with it. However, as a Christian myself, I can use this, and I believe that God brought me here and used this to really start a healing for me. That first night, or that first weekend when I had my huge breakthrough and being able to get things out, I truly believe that that was God, and that He used New Directions to continue to heal me, and I have not been the same since. It is just, I continue to heal, and it's just, even to say night and day, it just feels like that's still not even enough of a comparison. And going to church now, and being able to be there, and I sing on the worship team, but I'm really able to feel with God, and do these things. And so I think New Directions just really helped me get to the place where I needed to get, because I was a Christian before and going to church, but I still had that block, and I couldn't figure out what it was. And New Directions really helped me break through those emotions, and God just said, okay, all right, here we go. And now it's just amazing. I'm a completely different person, and people have said that. Even the next week when I went to church, they were just like, wow, and it's neat. And so, I give the glory to God, but I know that God uses things like this to help us. So those that may not have a religious preference, I welcome you to come, because it's not a religion, it's not a cult, it's not a this, it's just
brainwashing.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, they're brainwashing you. I know. Yeah, washing your brain to get you to help you feel.
Picture it, putting a rag in one side and another, and you
exactly.
clean it out, washing that.
Yeah, and so it's really neat. I know that for me, I'm really aware of programs and this and kind of in tune with things like that. And coming here, I didn't feel uncomfortable. I didn't feel like it was some kind of religious thing or something that was going to jeopardize my my soul or my, my relationship with God, and it didn't. It enhances it. So.
Anything else you wanted to say to someone that hasn't been before or doesn't know what to do?
I just encourage you to come. It may be scary because you don't know what you're coming into. It may be scary Friday night, and doing the things that you see people doing, people that have been here for a while and been coming, sometimes it can be intimidating seeing people work on their anger or work on their sadness, and it's kind of scary, and not having feelings like that, you know, it's kind of nerve-wracking, and so, but I would just suggest, you know, just come, just be open. It took me until the last hour of the last day to get to do what I needed to do, but I did it, and so I suggest just come, be open, and you have a lot of people here to support you, including me.
Wonderful.
So, yeah.
Thank you very much for your time. Thanks for being a part of our team
My pleasure.
and making a difference in the world. Thanks for what you do at work. Wonderful thing.
Thank you. Thank you also.
Oh, you are.
Yay.
Yeah.